Scanning, synchronizing, stabilizing. Engaged.
Yo, good evening, everybody. This is K Rev, and I'm so excited tonight. This is K's Couch. We're having some couch talk tonight. Tonight is, I think, Tuesday night. Listen, my days have been running into each other because I've been so much on the grind, but I am excited. This is an exclusive interview for me. I have a privilege of meeting this young man on Clubhouse. I've joined one of the rooms, and I have had the privilege of really attending a mastermind class where it really ignited my fire of really fueling my business. None other than Mr. Callye Keen. This guy is amazing. This guy has created products. He's a product coach. He's sold products probably longer than I've been in business. So I'm definitely excited to having this young man on the platform. I hope you guys' day has been great. Today is a thoughtful Tuesday. I think I could put it that way because today life is not as supposed to be. It's a gift, and I need you to understand that life is a gift. You're not supposed to be here. You're granted life, and while you have an opportunity to be here, take advantage of it. Don't just really wander around on looking at TV or just looking at things where you can actually create a life for yourself. That's what it's about right now. I am excited to have Callye here. Now, not going to be too long. We're going to bring in the intro, and after the intro, we're going to have none other than Mr. Callye Keen. Time is money. Money is time. And I want you guys to understand that this man is amazing. So listen, after the intro, we're going to be bringing this man in. We're going to talk and have a great time chatting with none other Mr. Callye Keen. This is K's Couch, and we're looking to have a good time tonight. 1 second.
Throughout life, one may feel he or she hasn't been heard, seen, or no one is listening. However, look up. Don't fret. There is a place for you.
Processing.
Greetings.
Access granted.
Welcome to the couch. K's Couch.
It does not say whether you're bad or good, but it is a measurement.
Every single time you go to that bathroom and you got a stream of urine flowing out, you need to be saying, praise God.
Wow.
because that's a sign that your kidney is getting better.
Like during that time when it was a fraction of a penny, and then you held it until today, you're a multi-millionaire.
Great. And as a result of this next conference, I am going to have a number of events following the conference.
Okay, I got you.
Nobody else, but willing to open the book.
To get this knowledge that you have, you gave up a lot of personal time with family.
It's less than $40 for both.
Wow.
And I have it in a variety of colors.
I take every moment as is. I've learned to be where my feet are.
Mr. Callye Keen, how you doing? King, how you doing, sir?
Hey, fantastic. How about yourself?
Hey, listen, I'm doing great, man. I'm such an honor to have you here. Who would have told me maybe 2-3 months ago that you'd be sitting on the couch having a conversation with me? I probably wouldn't have believed it, man. But I'm glad to have you here tonight, man. So how was your day, man? I know it's full of business. How was your day going, man?
Ooh, it's a long day. It's a good day. We had that long weekend, and it gave me a chance to recalibrate, work on some things, get prepped for this week. And just like every week, I have a big deliverable that's coming this week, and you gotta block off your time and make time for everybody. And
absolutely,
I like that. I feel like I'm racing every day.
Listen, I love it, man. I thank you again for making time to be on the couch with me today to actually inspire other individuals, man. And I'm like I said, I'm on. I got a chance. I had the privilege of really being in the class, man, almost a month ago now. You guys, Vitaly, Corey, and I think CJ popped in. These are, the greats from Clubhouse that I get a chance to follow and listen to that influences me, that keeps me to keep on going, man. So how did you feel about the class yourself? What was one of the highlights you had from creating this class for everybody, man?
Well, I'll tell you one of the things that I really love, and this is why we do the rooms, this is why we do things like have our community or have those masterminds. I just like getting in and jamming with people, right? Yeah. Just collaborating, talking about their business, seeing how we can maybe put a couple more of those puzzle pieces on the table, and just watching people light up. I really like that. It's just something that I personally like. On a book level, like if you were to look at my books, it makes zero sense for me to do it, but on a fulfillment, like a spiritual level, and like an enjoyment level, I love it. And that's what, that's really at the end of the day why we do it. And I'd say about, it's interesting when you do that stuff. You showed up. That's the thing. Like not just in person, but in spirit and mind. Yes. And it's funny because that class was booked.
Wow.
And I've done this before. And I might have told you this, is like I do my group coaching, and it's moderately expensive. I think what you get out of it's a great deal, but half of the people they won't show up. Now,
how does it make you feel? I don't want to interrupt, but how does it make you feel when people tell you something and you are sacrificing your time, you are giving up money? How does it make you feel when they say that they want to be a part of something and they don't show up?
Yeah, I got to stay on the positive side of that because it's too frustrating to think about, otherwise. And okay. It is how it is. It is what it is, right? If you're an entrepreneur, understand you're already part of the elite. It's the 3% of people that really will start and run a business.
Absolutely.
And everybody has $1 million idea, but they're just sitting on it. They're not going to do anything with it. They're not even going to be I used to. They're going to be I could have or I should have. And that's just no way to live your life. So right. I don't care what you do. You're part of that elite 3%. So it's amazing. Just show up, man.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? I took what CJ said in the class when I got a chance. He was saying that if you don't utilize the information here, it's a waste of time. I want to tell you that I did recoup back my investment based on utilizing the information, man, that you guys actually put
Appreciate
out. I'm going to be creating a video so I can actually put it on the website and information. So just kind of testifying to the fact that the information did work. Conversation did work, but you really have to put in the time. You can get information all day, but if you don't apply the knowledge is worth nothing.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest, it's one of the biggest partial truths that are told to us. I want to say that people are operating in good faith and they're not lying to us, but we've been told as we were growing up that knowledge is power.
Right.
And knowledge is not power.
It's
knowledge
not.
is potential energy. Okay. When you put energy in motion, it becomes work.
Yes.
This is physics. This is
Yes.
physics, right?
Absolutely, man.
You know,
absolutely.
And when you put potential energy to work, you get experience, you get context, then you get power. Power is the output of work. Understand that. Those words have meaning.
Yes.
Knowledge is not power.
That is correct, man. I say that all the time. It's only potential power. It's only what it is until you use it, and you're right.
Yeah.
You have to work it. You spoke spiritual. I'm a spiritual guy too, and I read the Bible, and it says faith without the work is dead. So you can have faith all day, but if you don't put the key in the ignition of the car is never going to go nowhere. So you have to put in the maximum potential power to get the results. So just to kind of get started and have a conversation, I know your time is limited, so I'm not going to be long. So again, thank you for being here. When did you get your start, man? And first, twofold questions. Where did you get your start? And what influenced you to take this path that got you to where you are right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I have an advantage is that I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. So my grandfather came from the coal mines of West Virginia. He escaped there, went into the military. He started a business.
Wow. Okay.
My father got sucked into it, and I grew up around those role models. And later, let's say like later in my high school years, we as a family were fairly successful.
Okay.
So I got to see that kind of that evolution of that as well.
Absolutely.
What that looks like. My grandfather retired a multimillionaire from somebody whose family has nothing. I mean, like literally nothing.
Wow.
So you see what's possible, so you know that it's possible for you. Right? You can't, people want to create excuses, and you say somebody that never went to college did it. So like, you can do it too if you put those excuses down. There's that component. So I feel like that is a huge leg up, having a model of how the world can work.
Okay.
The other thing is I was always a troublemaker. And I was always like figuring out a way to make extra money, do a thing, trade this, do this, sell this. And you'd think that those like paths are divergent, but when I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, this is how they get involved in doing something. Then they get a little scheme going with their friends, and they turn it into a business, and they turn it into a real business. That business fails. They do that 5 times until something works. But that's kind of my story. I got sucked into startups. Then I ended up getting sucked into the family business, manufacturing.
Okay.
And I started developing products in 2007. And that's kind of what's led me to do that, and then start to get into coaching, because I get to see how people grow their businesses. And I don't know, I can get into that story.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, it's just I've tried a bunch of things. That's what I want people to know, and that's why I do the side hustle rooms, is because if people want to know about affiliate marketing, I did that 15, 16, almost 20 years ago, right? You want to know about selling things online. I've gone to the estate sales. I've gone dumpster diving. I've made thousands of dollars a weekend selling stuff on eBay 20 years ago, right?
Wow.
And like I've tried all those things. So like I want people to understand that I'm not giving them advice that I haven't done. I learned how to sell things online because I sold junk on eBay.
Wow.
I learned how to do digital marketing because I sold affiliate stuff and made SEO pages forever ago. Same thing with selling other people's courses and doing all those things. That's how I developed a skill set that when I run multiple real businesses, I can dig deep, and I learned those things because I did it through action. I didn't.
Wow.
There wasn't a course to do that stuff.
Wow. That's what makes it so very unique and makes your positioning so great and your knowledge so well, because you went through the school of hard knocks. Like, you made the decision and you let nothing, based on what I'm actually gathering from knowing you from afar, but also getting to know you even more now, that you put the pride aside and you had a determining factor that I want to make it and my desire is to make it. And I definitely can appreciate that. And what I want to tell you is, Callie, is thank you. I want to express that to you right now because of the decisions that you've made and the choices that you've made. Many people today have knowledge that they never had before. They have jobs. They are able to provide for their family. You're providing for your family because of the decision that you made. So me personally, as I get to know you more and know more about what you're doing, I want to say thank you, man. Thank you for making that choice.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you for making that choice. And now you talk about products, man. Like, you've done a lot of things. Like, tell me, how many products have you created thus far? Like, exactly how many have you done?
So I stopped counting at somewhere between 200 and 250. So I just tell people 200 plus products. And so it's important for people to know is that when I started developing products, somebody would come into my office and they just have like a little piece of bent metal and they'd say, hey, we want 10 of those. And I thought, man, this is boring. So I started combining what I knew about electronics and computers and what we did as a manufacturer, and started taking on like a little bit more difficult things. And we had done some of that in the past as a business, but now it is exactly all we do.
Oh, wow.
So I develop very complex products, but what this has let me do is I have sat shotgun with people from like right over here on my table where we sketch out and think about what their idea is, to go through them launching that business, growing it to 7, 8 plus figures, for them to sell it. Me talking to VC people to say, hey, if you buy this business, this is why you can buy it, because we can make this product. We can make 10 times as much of it if you want. Like, you can buy out this business and assure that the supply chain is good. We have all the documentation for the product. We understand how to support you wherever you take this business as you acquire it. So I've seen how people really build teams, how people really market products, how people actually develop businesses, not in an academic sense. I do have a degree in business, but it's pretty laughable to how that's being taught. And you name a local college here in the DC area, I've probably spoken there. And I come in and they just kind of have to deal with me, because I'll tell them straight up. I'm like, look, I've run multiple businesses, and but I've seen hundreds of businesses, their come up story, and I've seen an equal number of them make stupid decisions. And it's the kind of decisions that you're taught in school that they look academically correct.
Right, I got you.
They're dumb. And so that's where my brand is around end hype, and that's how I started to get into coaching, because I was like, man, if these people can't stay in business and sell products, I don't get to make them.
Wow, that is a phenomenal. So would you consider yourself like a modern day Thomas Edison, man?
I mean, I like Tesla, but any of those people, I like the idea that they're compelled to create.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
And I feel that compulsion.
I got you.
So like I've tried to build my life around creating things.
I love it.
So,
I definitely,
yeah.
I love that, man. I love that, man, because I think a person needs to really tap into that side of themselves because, like I said, I'm a spiritual guy and I pattern myself as, the ultimate creator. And if we were all given that by birth. We was all given that as a birthright. What would you say to someone that wants to create but have fear of creating because of in searching of validation? What would you tell somebody like that, man?
Well, so I'll answer that. I'll just give you one piece on this spiritual note of this, because you're a spiritual guy. You'll like this.
Absolutely.
Is that righteousness is being in the image of God, right?
Yep.
If He's the creator, that is our calling, is to create. Okay.
I would almost tell you to say that again.
So understand that our job here is to create our life and to create a community and to create impact and change, right? If you do those things, you're going to create products, you're going to create services, you're going to create money. Money is an outcome. It's not a goal, right? It's something that happens by doing the right things. And so to go back to that question is, if you're afraid of rejection for making a product or making a business, here's the ultimate hack, right? What you do is you figure out who your niche group of people, the people that you really care about. I call them a tribe. Seth Godin calls them tribe. He has a book called Tribes. It's great.
I love it.
And you go and you talk to that community.
Yep.
And you ask them, hey, I know that you're trying to achieve this thing. If you have 20 minutes, if you could get on the phone with me, I'd love to discuss that. And you talk to them, you listen to their problems, ask them very simple questions. So, hey, you're trying to do this thing. Tell me about that. You listen to their story. So it sounds like that was a pretty big obstacle. Tell me how you tried to solve that problem. Okay. What have you tried in the past? And you listen, and the clarity, the passion, and the depth at which they can answer those questions, that gives you a qualitative analysis that's better than any case study, that's better than any quantitative analysis that you can do. Because it's not if a product is hot, right? It's about, do you have the ability to connect with the market? So can you actually create a solution, and can you reach the people that need that solution? So start with where you have an unfair advantage. Start with your people. Reach out to them to prove that you actually have access to those people. Talk to 10 of them. If you want to go all in, try to talk to 100 after you talk to 10. You should be able to predict the future. You should know how they're going to answer those problems and how they've tried it in the past. You're getting competitor analysis. You're getting their top 3 problems. You're getting all the messaging and the marketing copy that you're going to use to sell them on a solution, because you know exactly the vocabulary. You know how frequently, you know what the impact is, so you know things about pricing. I'm giving you the complete unlock to developing businesses that work and products that sell. And it's as simple as going out and asking people some really simple questions. Hey, you said about those obstacles. So in a perfect world, like let's just say that you had a magic wand and everything worked out exactly as you would envision. What does that vision look like? Can you tell me about that?
Wow.
So there's 3 questions. You can ask more or less if you want. I always ask, I thank them for their time and ask them if I can follow up. Hey, I'm working on something. I just really in the spirit and motion of service right now, figuring out what people really need, because I don't want to spend a bunch of time making something that doesn't have massive impact. So can I get permission from you to follow up when I have something that I'd like to run by you, because your answers were so insightful. I'd like to run my solution by you in the future. And they're going to say yes. Now you have permission to go and sell them, or at least to continue the conversation. So 3 questions and an ask. So believe it or not, I've grown 7- and 8-figure startups with this.
Wow.
Just as simple as that. We took all the academic literature of all those business books that are on there, all the fancy startup books. We broke down all their customer discovery process to those 3 questions and a simple ask. and you can put it in a spreadsheet, you can make it into a database, you can do whatever you want, all the fancy stuff that you want. But at the end of the day, my copy closes because people say it's like you're reading my mind.
Wow, man, this is amazing. So a simple ask, and the Bible said, if you you have not because you ask not. So this is amazing. I got a quick brief 1 minute commercial for my sponsors, and then we'll be wrapping up when we come back, because you mentioned community and you also mentioned the word hack. So we want to tap into the platform that you and the team created, man, Hustle Hackers. So real quick, we're sponsored by Standard Mag, where we are the culture, the voice of the culture, and also the oxygen for the entrepreneur. And also KR3 & Co. Enterprises. KR3 & Co. helps businesses grow and grow securely. So we'll be right back from one of our sponsors, and then we'll be wrapping up with Mr. Callye Keen. We'll be right back.
Life is filled with many unexpectancies. If something happened to you today, heart attack, cancer, stroke, or diagnosed with anything terminal, are you prepared for what's next? Only 1 out of 4 to 5 Americans have considered that life is unexpected, uncertain, and has some uncontrollable risk. Are you that 4 to 5 that hasn't taken action yet? Call right now for your free quote. Tomorrow's not promised. The protection of your legacy depends on what choice you make in this moment. Call right now. Lit Chat. Now your words have fire.
Callye, thank you so much again. As a sponsors, want to make sure we got room for them real quick. Just kind of wrapping up again, we got the Great Callye Keen, who's created products, over 200 products. I'm glad that you're here. I get a chance to understand more about you, how you got started, what motivates you, what gets you to this point, and what almost like really keeps you going. And I'm thankful for that. And I want to thank you for making these choices that you made to be where you are. Now, you mentioned the word community. Now, community is definitely important to you. Building a community and building minds are definitely important to you. And you mentioned the word hack. Now, I've got the privilege of being personally involved with these things. So talk to us about how you, and shouts out to Vitaly and also Corey on working on this platform. Talk to us about that and how you're building a community and hacking the minds of people.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I've always been in seeking to build community, whether it was in person or digitally. And because I couldn't do speaking engagements anymore, I really focused on things like the podcast and social. And then Clubhouse came around, and that's brought a new dimension, because I do like speaking on the cuff. I don't really like writing. I prefer to just answer people's questions. And we've kind of gone through a full cycle, and now we're doing the business entrepreneurship rooms. We're doing them largely on giving people that push, that initial start to get started. Because if this makes sense, I'll put this in the most straightforward way, is like,
absolutely,
working with me is a great ROI, but it is not inexpensive. And there's like literally nothing that, if you're on Clubhouse, more than likely that I have to sell you. So I'm literally there to give people that information. So so we began building a community on the Mighty Networks platform. We call it Hustle Hackers.
Yes.
And the idea is that if we can figure out how to get paid to learn, we can earn as much money as we can possibly stand. Right.
Wow.
So instead of paying for courses, what I want to do is I want to give you some of the things that I personally have done, my friends have done, my teammates have done, that have put us to over-index, put us over that edge, because I know digital marketing because I've sold products. I'm not a digital marketer. I know how to sell because I've sold things forever, but I'm not a salesperson. And this is what people want, is they want to skip to the end. And I want to show you that you can make the decision to take action today, make money tomorrow, and build a skill set starting next week. And that can snowball into whatever you want it to be. So that's the underlying concept of Hustle Hackers, is that it takes action. And I just think also that the name's funny, and it's kind of fun, right? It's it is what it is. But I always talk about hacks. It's like, here is the direct route to doing things. Like, here's how to go and find an actual mentor. Like, here's how to keep a mentor. Like, people want to know how to get investment. I'm like, here's the way that you get investment. You hack it by getting revenue and showing how to run a business, right? And then all of a sudden investors want to invest in your business. So we talk about direct line paths and building these side hustle hacks, or taking massive, we say granular action. So like a small thing, but massive action behind it. That's what propels us forward. That's if I'll give everybody this, is that people that are following my technique, if somebody else bought a course for $10,000 of here's how to run a business, and somebody followed my pathway for whatever it is, $7 a month, and they started hacking it, and they would make money almost the entire time. It'd take a couple weeks to make money, but at the end, the person would have a $10,000 course they paid for, and they would basically just be getting started. And my person would have a bunch of money and know how to run a business. So like, that it's that slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that. Oh man, I love the fact that you guys have lined up some very experienced information. And again, I like to say kudos to you guys, because when I took the master class a few weeks ago, I recouped my investment back, and because I followed what you guys put out. And I appreciate you guys. I definitely know it was at a discount, but that discount was great, and it helped me. I don't know if anybody else testified to it, but I will be creating a video to put on Hustle Hackers, and to really testify about the fact that the information granted to me concerning my business, really helped me. And I want to thank you guys for that, man.
Well, we're doing live stream. It's a community call, question and answer. So we have one tonight, and we're doing 2 and 3 times a week now. So I got to actually hop off this and schedule it. But people can join, and it's a live Zoom. They can ask me any question that they want.
Gotcha.
Like
Absolutely.
Anything. And my push to somebody is, if I can't answer your question for where you are in your business, I'm gonna phone a friend, right? And Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is like the person that asks the right questions, right? So you ask me a question, I'll answer it. If I can't answer it, I'm going to get somebody who's going to answer it for us next week, or I'm going to put out a piece of content that answers that question. There's for $7 a month, you could get on 20 Q&A calls with me. There's nothing, that's like, but somewhere between 10 and 20 hours of direct coaching.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. It's an insane offer.
I really appreciate that. We're going to have that. So it's definitely for the replay, and also for people that are watching now. Listen, and I know you got to go, and we're not going to be much longer. I'm going to get ready to wrap it up here. Before we go, is there anything that you would like to share with the audience? Those who are inspiring to be entrepreneurs, those who are thinking about it, those who may be sitting on ideas and they're scared. What is something that you would share with them before we wrap up?
Okay, so this is a big thing, is don't let your dreams turn into obstacles. Right? So being an entrepreneur requires a certain level of hubris, right? The desire to take on the gods. You're going to change the nature of reality right now. You're going to shift the world. But it also requires a lot of humility to say, yeah, I'm probably wrong too, right? So like, understand that whatever your dream is, whatever your idea is, your service, your business is, you're wrong. You're wrong. Wow. And like, once you can take that humility and say that I know that I'm wrong, but you can have the courage to say, well, I'm going to get better and I'm going to become less wrong. Then it takes a lot of that burden away, and you're not as afraid.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate that, because I'm going to actually take that for myself. And that's confirming for me other things that I'm branching off in doing. So I have to just, be willing to take the fact that I'm wrong and learn how to be less wrong as I do the reps. So, and I appreciate that, big bro, that you are doing the thing. You've done the reps, you've done the work. You're 20, 25 years in. And again, thank you for the choices that you've made. Now, we can find you on Instagram at Callye Keen. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Facebook.
I gotta shout out my podcast too. So if any of you
Let's shout them out, man. Let's go.
Okay. So my whole brand is End Hype. Right.
Okay.
So actually I have a trademark, US trademark for the phrase
it.
End Hype. As far as business consulting services, no one else is allowed to use that. But End Hype is a podcast for product entrepreneurship. We talk a lot of general entrepreneur topics, okay. But it's a top ranked. It was 135th business podcast in America, like a month and a half ago. Wow. So I'm trying to keep that going, but I give away a crazy amount of information because I'm not very good at keeping secrets about how to do stuff. I say that I give you context, accountability, and access. But if you want information, I'm going to give it to you for free.
Oh man, I love that. Big Bro Callye, I'm honored to be connected, and I'm gonna be reaching out a lot more, even more. And I know you're busy, and definitely will take that and always take that in consideration. So I am in you or emailing you, however we can stay in contact, because I got some things I'm looking going on the next level, and that's why I'm positioning, my interviews like yourself to bring on people that can help those who wants to be saved, who wants to go to the next level. And so I thank you for being here, and I thank you for giving us your time. I know you got to hop off and get another call. If you can give me 30 seconds when we do this outro, and I could talk to you in the green room, and then we'll wrap up and I'll let you go. But everybody listen, y'all know my signature line, love life, live love, because you only have one. I want to thank Callye Keen for coming in. Hype representing his podcast. Also, you can find him on Clubhouse. What's your name on Clubhouse, Callye?
Callye.
Yeah, Callye. Just reach out to Callye on Clubhouse, man. And I love it, man. So listen, y'all, be blessed, be safe, enjoy your week, and you'll be seeing me again real soon tomorrow afternoon. So we'll talk soon. This has been the Couch, K's Couch.